Hi guys, my name is Anastasia. Welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a very long time, but I'm finally back and I am here to bring you my state-of-the-art contour routine. So, if you'd like to know all my tips and tricks, then please keep on watching. So I've already applied my foundation and done my eyebrows, so now we're going to start first with the contour. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. This is in the shade Mink. So first, starting off with the cheekbones. I like not to bring it too low because when you blend it out it's going to kind of drag down. Then I'm going to put a little bit on the temples. I have a big forehead, so I like to contour my forehead just to make it look a little bit smaller, and then bring it around the top. Then I do a little bit under the chin and along the jawline. It kind of makes your face look slimmer. Okay, so now that the face is done, I'm going to move on to the nose. So for the nose, it all depends on your nose shape, but for mine, I like making it a little bit shorter and a little bit skinnier on the sides. So to make it shorter, first you're going to apply it to the tip of the nose. And then for me, I like it to be slimmer down the sides, so you're just going to draw a line on either side of the nose like that. So now it's time to blend it all out. My favorite brushes to use for blending cream contour are these little oval kind of brushes. This one I use for the face. This is, I believe, called the O brush. It's by this company right here. This I use to blend out around the face, and then for the nose, I switch between these two. This one's from Real Techniques. I believe it's a shadow brush. Yeah, it's supposed to be a shadow brush, but I use it to blend out. And I also use this one. I'm not sure where I got this from, to be honest, but honestly you can find these everywhere. This one's just a really skinny kind of brush. So I usually use this one for the tip of the nose and this one to blend out the lines because it doesn't really move the lines too much because it's straight. So first I'm going to start off with the face. And blend these ones back. Yes, sir. Say it again, I don't think you heard. You a badass bitch with the hourglass curves. Why you said if less when the best. And if it ever seems maybe a little bit too harsh, you can always go in with your beauty blender and blend it out. So now moving on to the nose, I'm going to take this one right here and I'm going to blend. You'll see how that made the nose kind of a bit shorter. Now going in with this brush, I'm going to just drag it gently down the sides and then a little bit outwards. So now you can see it already looks a bit slimmer, but we're not done yet. So now I'm going to be going in with a concealer. I'm going to be using the Morphe concealer. This is in the color 225. This is my all-time favorite concealer right now. So what I'm going to be doing is drawing a triangle under the eyes, a line down the nose, and we're going to carve out the nose a little bit. So taking that, and a really, really thin line down the nose. Now for the nose, what we're going to do is you're going to draw a line right under where you put the contour. You're going to drag it down a bit. So I use a bigger beauty blender for my face, but I use a little small one for under the eyes because I feel like it doesn't take off as much product and it like helps you blend into the little creases a little bit easier. So starting off with the big one, I'm going to go on the forehead. So now going in with the little one for under the eyes. And on the sides of the nose too. You want to make sure that you're not blending out that brown line too much. And very, very gently down the middle. So now that that's done, what we can do is draw a line here and contour that even more. I'll show you how I would do that. I usually only do it if I'm going somewhere where I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures and I really want a contoured face. So what I would do is just draw a line here and bring that down a bit like that. And the same for the other side. And then just blend that out. So now that we're done with the cream, we're going to be moving on to the powder. I know that this might seem like a lot of product. I don't do this on a regular basis. This is only if I have like a big event or I'm going to be photographed a lot or something like that. What I like to do is I like to start off with bronzer. I use 2 different shades of bronzer. It gives you more of like an ombre effect. It doesn't look like a harsh line. So beginning with the bronzer, I'm going to be using the Butter Bronzer, both in the shade bronzer and light bronzer. So I like to start off with light bronzer on a big fan brush. This is a Sedona lace brush. This is the FB01. I don't know if they even still have this anymore. I got this so long ago. It's like deteriorating at the ends. I feel like it gets right into the hollows of the cheeks. So taking that and the light bronzer, dust it off. So I take it over here on the neck. The nose I don't touch with the bronzer because it's kind of too orangey. I feel for the nose, you should use just the grayish kind of tones so it doesn't look like a bronze nose. It looks like a contour nose. So now moving on to the darker color, which is bronzer. Just bringing it kind of more towards the hairline. And the chin. Okay, now for the contour powder. This one's actually a blush by NYX. I'm sure I mentioned it before. It is in the shade Taupe. And it's kind of like a, I don't know if it'll show up well. It's kind of like a cool tone brown. It is pretty brown, but it doesn't show up that dark on the skin. So Using a little tapered shadow brush. This is also Sedona Lace EB15. Just grabbing a little bit and applying it to the tip. And the reason I like to use a tapered brush is because this is perfect for doing the sides of the nose. So just on the tip of the brush, we're gonna very gently go down the sides.
But he be playing with your heart, and I told you from the start that was something I can never do.
Okay, I know it looks kind of harsh right now, but we're gonna blend it out. So taking this flat top kabuki brush, this is the buffing brush by Real Techniques. We're gonna buff it into the face. So just very gently add it in. You don't want to get rid of the work you just done, you just want to buff it into the skin so it's not as harsh. So now moving on to baking. Using the Clinique blended face powder. This is in the color Transparency 3. We're going to be taking that. First I'm going to use a little puff for under the eyes, then to carve out the hollows of the cheeks, we're going to be taking a sponge. So starting off with this, we're dabbing this into the powder and packing that under the eye. On the chin, I like to get it in the where my laugh lines are, the middle of the forehead here, and then I fold it like this to get it down the center of the nose, like that. And also to get it on the sides here. So if you can see that, we're still leaving those two lines where we put the brown. So like that, we're gonna let that sit a little bit. Okay, so now taking this little pointed edge of the beauty sponge, we're going to dip that into the powder. And we're going to carve out the hollows of the cheeks. Okay, so I don't let my bake sit for too long. I feel like it makes my skin kind of dry. I like to dust it off within a few seconds. So using, once again, going back in with that buffing brush. I love buffing brushes when it comes to translucent powder. I feel like it dusts it away the best without getting rid of the product underneath. So going in with that, buffing out the translucent powder. Yeah, you talk about love, but don't know the meaning. Since we talk about love for your love and feeling, no, I mean it. Trust me, girl, these words just ain't deceiving. I'm getting sick and tired of these basic bitches. Honestly, I think I need you to replace these bitches. Fucking around with these girls. So I just went ahead and applied some lip gloss and highlighter, and that is the finished look. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please comment down below and tell me what you'd like to see me do next. And thank you so much for watching.